John, we had so much fun yesterday. We went out yesterday. We went to Variety's annual Power of Women luncheon. And this was so much fun because Variety recognizes women who made an impact on the entertainment industry. And guess who's on the list? Me! I want to say thank you, Variety, for recognizing me. That was such an honor, and I got to walk the red carpet in an amazing suit that Willie Sinclair III from the Sinclairs of Milwaukee, he picked this suit out for me. And Variety, they honored women who aren't just great entertainers, but they give back to their communities through charity. So Rosie Perez was there, Natasha Lyonne, they were honored. The group TLC was given a special honor. Chili was there on behalf of T-Boz. So she was repping the crew. And then this is what I love about Chili, because either you see Chili chasing the waterfalls with her stomach out or her back out. So she had her back out, and I could just see abs all through the big old, like you could just see her abs through the hole in her suit. I loved her. Michaela J Rodriguez from Pose was there. I was fan crushing on her. She is so absolutely sweet. We shared a moment. She's coming to my roller skating party that I'm having at Kim Whitley's house, my birthday party. So cause she roller skates. So she's gonna be there, and she was there with her mom and her family. And it was so funny because when Michaela, that's her mother right there, when Michaela got up to do her speech, you know, you bring your mother. She brought her mother and like her cousin and her auntie. And you know, people go crazy. You see your child up there or your niece up there, but the problem, she was giving, Michaela was giving this heartfelt speech, but I didn't care. Her mother was the one that made me laugh because the waiters were coming by as her mother was taping her daughter. And you know when somebody's standing in front of you, her mom was like, hey, move. The funniest thing. And the host of the event, who was so funny, Ego Wodum from Saturday Night Live, she was there. And Ego is always playing Dionne Warwick. So this event, yes, this is her playing Dionne Warwick. Seeing all these people, it was like a who's who event. And I was so glad to have you there with me, John, because I didn't recognize nobody. And just because I got prosopagnosia, which is like a facial blindness. So everything it's just a face. It's 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. And so I forget people's names. I said when we go to these events, you gotta have, what do they call it, a lanyard? That thing you wear around your neck that says, hi, my name is, this is where I'm from. Like, you know, when you go to all the little 5-step programs, they had those. So at least when I went to my 5-step program, you had a little tag. But I did recognize Spike Lee, because Spike Lee was there. He was there in the audience. And I recognized him because he had those white glasses on and he was dressed like Spike Lee. And I saw Sandra Bernhard, who I love, and Sandra Bernhard was there. And the reason why I remember Sandra Bernhard is because when I lived in LA in the Valley, her house was in the Valley, and she always kept her windows open. And she had 2 lamps and a table. And you know, because my mother taught me, you don't know who didn't escape from prison want to get in your house. So I always kept my curtains closed, and I would go by, I would get off the bus, and I'd go past Sandra Bernhard's house, and I'd go, oh, that's Sandra Bernhard's house. And I look in her window all the time. I told her that story, and she just looked at me, just... Because I think it sounded kind of stalkerish when I told her. That was always...
A little creepy. She looked a little creeped out by it.
She did. I thought it was a great story. I always looked in your house when I got off the bus, and she was like, okay, all right. And then there was CBS correspondent, Jerika Duncan was there, and I got to see Jerika. And I got to see LaTanya Richardson Jackson, who directed the piano lesson. So awesome to see her. And then guess who jumped up and screamed my name? Andy Cohen was sitting there. Andy Cohen. Like, I didn't see Andy, and I heard him go, Sherri! And then he jumped up, and he was presenting to his bestie, the honor to his bestie, Kelly Ripa, and I got to have an amazing sister friend moment with Kelly Ripa. So that was... Kelly Ripa, y'all, she had an empowering article in Variety where she talked about the sexism that she faced when she started working on Live with Regis and Kelly. She talked about, John, that she didn't even have a dressing room when she, for 2 years, 2 seasons, when she got on the show. They wouldn't give her the dressing room that they were reserving for like a man. So she made her office and dressing room the janitor's closet. Yeah, for 2 seasons. This is like Kelly Ripa. I know that janitor was mad as hell, though. I know that janitor was like, well, where am I gonna put my bleach in my mop? But if you can get Variety and read that story because it's such an inspirational story of what Kelly Ripa went through. And girl, I'm calling you because we're gonna make this lunch happen. She said she wanted to talk to me and give me her experiences so I know how to move forward in my experiences. That's what women do. That's what...
Amen.
You know?
Amen.
So while I was fangirling out, I saw there was somebody that I fangirled out, they honored, who got to speak. And it was for the first time I got to see her, it was author Judy Bloom, who was honored. Y'all remember Judy Bloom? Oh my God. I didn't care about nobody. I saw Judy Bloom because when I was in junior high, I read every single Judy Bloom book. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Tales of the fourth grade nothing, Super Fudge. Oh my gosh, and she was so inspirational because Judy Bloom talked about how they used to pull her books because they were too controversial. All she talked about was girls going through puberty. Do y'all remember? We must increase our bust. Remember that? I used to be sitting there in junior high, I would do this all the time, trying to...
It worked.
They pulled her books because because they talked about girls just going through puberty. And she said she was so scared because she had no support back then. And I read her book. She had a book, it was a little risque. It was called Wifey. And Wifey had some sex in there. And so when I saw Judy Bloom, my mouth is, I don't know how to say things. I told Judy Bloom, I said, that book warmed my loins. Ooh. And I whispered it in her ear. I was like, that's the first book I got pleasure from. I told her I was reading it, and she looked at me, she goes, oh my. And then I look at her, you gonna look at me, I said, you know what you wrote in that book, Judy Bloom? Oh my goodness, so this event was like, it was so many famous people. But you know, my greedy behind, I always wanna know with the food. I had a moment with the food there. And so, they had the food, but they had 2 dessert options. This was my time. I said, I'm gonna let myself have something. They had a chocolate cake, and they had a lemon chiffon cake. So, but here's the thing. John keeps me good, so I knew I wasn't supposed to eat the cake, but he got up because he had to go to the bathroom. And I said, here is my moment. I knew I had a short amount of time to eat that chocolate cake without hearing his mouth. And so he went to the bathroom. When he got back to the table, all it was chocolate crumbs right on my plate. I tore that chocolate cake up.
I asked you, I said, what was that?
It was nothing but stripes from the chocolate frosting. But then he had ordered this lemon chiffon cake, and when he stood up to talk to Andy Cohen, I took a quick bite, real quick. And that lemon chiffon cake was so good. So when the event was over, it was a lot of people these little skinny people celebrities, they don't want to eat. So it was chiffon cake everywhere. And I was talking to Kelly Ripa, and I kept looking at the table because Kelly Ripa didn't eat her chiffon cake. And I was just like, oh gosh, this is gonna be so no class if I take Kelly Ripa's chiffon cake. But who gonna know if I take Kelly Ripa's chiffon cake? So I was about to reach for it, and then she went, hot, and then I left it because I got caught. God is trying to tell you something. God is But I couldn't stop thinking about it, so while John was still talking to somebody, I asked the server, I said, could you just cut me a piece of the lemon chiffon cake? And he cut it, and I took it home, but you know what? I threw it away. Oh. I didn't need it. Because I had the chocolate cake, so I didn't want to. I'm a food addict, I do, so I threw it away. But if it's still in the garbage, I don't know. I will eat. Y'all don't even know I'm addicted to food. And so that's why today I got on, because I had I ate it so fast, that chocolate cake. I got on 2 Spanx and a waist trainer today, trying to keep it together. But I just want to say thank you again, Variety, for a wonderful, wonderful luncheon and for honoring me. I appreciate it. Thank you for the heavy-ass gift bag. bag y'all gave when we were leaving. I'm gonna be able to give this to, this bag was huge. So this is great. I'm gonna be able to dole out Christmas gifts to everybody in my family just from the gift bag. So thank you so much.